Welcome to What's Trending live from the Samsung Blogger Lounge. I'm Shira Lazar, and you are watching a very special edition of What's Trending. I'm right now with Matt Adams and Charlie Todd, the creator of Improv Everywhere.
Hey, everybody.
Hey, what's up, guys?
But more importantly, they're here to talk about their documentary, which premiered here at South by Southwest, We Cause Scenes, which is incredible. I watched it this morning as I was, getting my hair and makeup done. And I've known your story. I've known Charlie for a while and followed Improv Everywhere. And to see the making of this movement and community you've created was just incredible and got me a bit emotional. So, Matt, I know you've been behind directing a lot of these videos and working on the YouTube channel for years. Tell me why finally it was time to create a documentary out of this.
Well, really, I just started showing up at Improv Everywhere events, and I just started filming them. And I quickly found myself to be the primary filmmaker behind the group.
Yeah.
And, about 5 years ago, because of all of this that was happening around me, I was like, this is a documentary. I need to start making a film about this, something that I feel is bigger than just a YouTube video. So I started documenting it over 5 years ago, and here we are at South by Southwest, world premiere, 5 years after we started the project.
That's incredible. How did it feel to see your story up on the big screen, Charlie?
It was really exciting. I think Matt did a great job with it. I only saw it for the first time a few weeks ago, and he's been working on it for a long time. But I'm thrilled with how it tells the story. And it's really a story of the internet, and it's a story of YouTube. Improv Everywhere was first geocities.com/Improv Everywhere.
I haven't heard GeoCities in a while.
Yeah, and the website was, I would go pull a prank in a bar and then write it down, and the website was text, and maybe an animated GIF file or something. But so the movie really shows how we grew as the internet grew, and YouTube is sort of the hero of the movie.
Do you think there's a reason why now the movie is ready to be released, where you've come to a point in the story of what you've created with Improv Everywhere where it was time to share that with the world?
Yeah, I think that when I started it was just going to be something that I was probably just going to release online.
Yeah.
But then as I started meeting in more and more people from Improv Everywhere and really sort of learning the story and the roots and the evolution of the group, and that's what it's really about, is the evolution from text to photo, from text to photo to HD video, and really to show that span to where we are right now and being able to produce TV quality content with just our friends.
And you had how many Kickstarter backers for this?
We had 1,700 Kickstarter backers, and we raised $126,000.
That's amazing. And that was before we were saying that Kickstarter really came to a head. I feel like in the past year, we've seen everyone on Kickstarter. And what did it mean for you, for all this entire community to support telling this story, Charlie?
Yeah, it was really exciting, and I was really happy for Matt that the Kickstarter was able to work out and enable him to really finish the film and make it into what it is. And I'm very excited for as many people as possible to be able to see it.
Is it incredible for you to see how far it has grown? Is this what you wanted to create, or was it always literally an experiment?
Yeah, Improv Everywhere started as the film shows with just me trying to express myself as a 22-year-old kid, playing a prank in a bar or a subway car, really because I had no other outlet for expression. But, it's grown into this thing that I certainly never expected. I never expected for the No Pants subway ride, which started with 6 guys in their underwear on the 6 train in New York, to turn into something that this past January had happened in 60 cities around the world on the same day. So it's gotten way bigger than me. It's sort of out of my control now.
And that's one of the things with the documentary is we were able to see this amazing footage from 2002 when it was just Charlie and 6 of his friends taking off their pants, not their boxers, taking off their pants.
I'm like, how far are we going here?
On the subway to 2006, where 8 people got arrested. And then this past year, 60 cities across the world, Mexico City, Jerusalem, Amsterdam, and all of these, Shanghai, participated in this event. And we just happened to be there to document it while this was all unfolding.
Looking back, what do you think was the key to building this community and this engagement, which I feel like everyone right now tries so hard to create? But you've done it. It took years, obviously. But what do you think was the key to that?
I think being prolific. In the early years, every 2 weeks I'd go out and do something. I'd come up with an idea and just wouldn't even evaluate it. I'd go do it. Yeah. And there was plenty of projects that weren't as good as other projects in those early days, but I think just when I speak at colleges and talk to young people, but that's always my advice: just go create. And it's so exciting that we're living in this era now where the gatekeepers aren't as relevant anymore, and there's nothing to stop you from going out and creating exactly what you want to create. And my other advice is just do it because you love it. I think a lot of creators who start with a business model first and the content second, it ends up not working out.
Mm-hmm.
And I did it for years and years and years and years, just as a hobby, just as a way to express myself. So.
And I think it's interesting in the documentary you talk about the concept of fun and the importance of that. Can you speak on that and how that has allowed you to build this incredible movement?
Yeah, I mean, I think part of the reason we've grown so much over the years is that we've just been open to everyone. If somebody in another city wants to do a no-pants subway ride in the same day as us, then yes, do it. And, we do some smaller scale stuff that's mostly actors from the Upright Citizens Brigade Theater and friends of mine who participate. But we try to do 2 or 3 large-scale things a year where literally anybody in New York who wants to come can come. And we've been doing things the last couple of years with 3,000-4,000 people at the same time. So
how do you now, having that many people involved and on your email list, how is it just a prank anymore or something random without people knowing that what's
Right.
happening?
Well, certain events have become more just celebrations and parades as opposed to a secret prank. But a lot of times, even if we're doing something with 1,000 people, we won't tell them what it is before they show up. So we try to keep the element of surprise, and we try, even after we've been doing it for 12 years, to do things that'll surprise ourselves and do things where we don't know how the experiment's going to turn out.
You could really say, and you see this in the story too, how big YouTube was for the growth of Improv Everywhere. Can you speak on that, the importance of posting those videos?
Yeah, it was absolutely life-changing for me. When Matt started working on the documentary, I gave him a shoebox that had 300 mini DV tapes in it, and that was
I
really.
remember those. Filmmaker students you might not know now, but they existed.
And that was the state of Improv Everywhere's distribution was 300 mini DV tapes in a shoebox in my closet with nowhere to go. And then when YouTube came about and I was able to start editing these and putting them online and distributing them to the world, it completely changed everything.
How are you able to, put together all this stuff, all these stories, these videos? You had so much content into this documentary, which you have a limit.
Well, that's one of the challenging parts of making a film is that, when you make a 2-minute video for the internet, it's usually pretty clear. And when you have 300 tapes before you even shoot anything, trying to find that narrative is very difficult, but also really fun and challenging and exciting to be able to tell the story of this 12-year saga. And that's what's so exciting about being able to have a Kickstarter campaign, because when the project first started, it was just we have a bunch of tapes and we have a bunch of content, but to have these 1,700 people say, hey, I really want this story to be told, the story of Improv Everywhere, where it went from just me showing up at people's houses and interviewing them to actually having a budget that I could make a real movie. And it was super exciting to be able to tell that story.
How do you come up with these ideas? What is your process? That's the magic question. Because when I watch these videos, you're like, of course, this is crazy. You could have thought of this, but you do it, obviously.
Yeah, I don't know. I've been doing it for so long, I don't even know. But, I think it's just going through your daily life and looking at every public space and everything you encounter as potential for comedy and as potential for a stage. So, as I go through New York and as new buildings are built in New York, I'm constantly noticing them and thinking what could happen here. Makes sense.
So I'm going to ask one more question, but I want to let you know here today, all of you, for the happy hour, we want to hear from you if you have questions for the team from Improv Everywhere. We're going to go around with a microphone. Where are you, microphone? And if you have a question, just go to Damon right here, and we want to hear from you because everyone might not realize whether you have 1,700 backers. People have probably shared your videos in one way or another without even knowing that it's Improv Everywhere.
And a lot of people in the last couple of days who have seen the film have mentioned that I was familiar with the Freeze in Grand Central, or I knew about the 100 people in a blue polo shirt in Best Buy, but I didn't realize that it was one group that had sort of done all of these videos. So the film does a nice job just sort of putting everything in context, I think.
What is the key to maintaining that community? And now on YouTube too. What tips do you have?
You know, it's tough. I mean, I think a great tip for YouTubers is to release on a regular schedule, but that's really difficult to do when your projects involve hundreds or thousands of people and all these logistics. So it's something I haven't been able to do. And my, YouTube commenters will tell me, every time I release a video, they're very angry that it's been so long.
But you rather
since the
them
last
want
one.
more than less, right?
I think so.
All right, we're going to do a question right now.
Hi, my name is S.J. Velasquez. I'm from Buffalo, New York. And I have a question. I'm a really big fan of Improv Everywhere. Have been following it for years now. And I know Improv Everywhere has made the flash mob something that is now understood worldwide. You guys do it right, but there have been a lot of people who really do it wrong. Could you tell me a little bit about what you do that makes it so successful, so widely celebrated, and what some potential flash mobbers or Improv Everywhere types should be doing to really have a successful social movement?
Yeah, I mean, the film talks a little bit about the Mob Project, which was started by Bill Wasik in New York in 2003, and that was really the birth of the flash mob, and it happened a couple of years after Improv Everywhere started. So I've never really associated myself with the term or identified with it. And for us, the point is not to have a big mob of people. I think a lot of people who set out to do a flash mob, the mob is the only idea. The idea is, oh, we'll get 1,000 people to do blank. And it's, well, unless blank itself is interesting, if 5 people are doing it, then it's not, who cares if 1,000 people do it? And the other thing I think sets us apart is we come from a comedy background. I come from the Upright Citizens Brigade Theater, and to me, the idea has to be funny and exciting in order for me to want to produce it. And it seems like these days, I mean, there are lots of things that label themselves as flash mobs that are very good and that I enjoy watching. But it seems like in the past few years, flash mob just means dancing like a cheerleader squad in a public space. And
It's kind of an overused term in many ways.
It is too, and I've seen it used to describe so many different things. The term sort of lost its meaning.
It's such a pleasure having you here today, both of you. I love the documentary. Are people going to be able to watch it soon? What's the status?
Right now we're talking to a variety of distributors, but it's called We Cause Scenes, The Rise of Improv Everywhere, and we're hoping that you're going to see it soon.
Very nice. Give it up for Charlie and Matt right now. Improv Everywhere.
Thanks, everybody.
And it's always,
Thanks,
of
guys.
course, subscribe, youtube.com/Improv Everywhere, @Improv Every on Twitter.